All right, good morning, all. Um, this is a video for Java programming basics. It is assumed that anyone who's likely to watch this video is a newbie, somebody who just started learning Java. This might be the first application to be written by anyone who wants to learn Java from onset. Not only Java, for all programming languages, if you want to learn how you start writing programs, and then there's always this hello world program. You write hello world and display it on the screen. And also we need to understand also the basic elements of Java programming, such as the keywords, the statement, and the blocks, and different ways to add comments to your program, basic information about object-oriented programming, and class importing or classes importing classes. This we're going to use Eclipse for this, and we're going to adhere to the instructions given by the book. Let's go by the all-in-one text reference for dummy, as it is written by Douglas, the author. So the first thing Douglas did was to introduce how this program is written, and of course it's going to be a simple information on the console, and this is how the program is going to look like, as we shall explain later vividly. This is how the program is written. Public class hello app. You can write any name of class. This is the name of the class. Public is an access modifier. It tells you information about the visibility of this object. Class is an object, of course. Everything in Java is termed as object, but this is a class. If you want to understand what class is all about, from the simple definition, class is the blueprint of what the object does. Okay, blueprint of what object does, and the behavior of the object is the function, the method. Method is the function. Anyway, maybe this we discussed it in the theoretical class, but here I want us to understand that we want to write a program that says hello world. Hello world. So the explanation here, anyway, let me just start the program, then we explain it there. This is the IDE we're going to be using, and this IDE is named as Eclipse. Okay, so let's start. I've magnified it, and to start writing Java program in Eclipse, and not only Eclipse, virtually all IDEs, you need to create what we call a project by clicking on File and then New Project. This is where you create projects. So I want us to display hello message. Let's name it as hello message project. For example, hello message project. So this is information about the GRE, that is the Java Run environment version of the GRE, which is 1.8. You don't need to change anything unless if you are you having a native program. Maybe you had developed an application, Java application, and maybe you used a lower version of JDK. Then you might switch to that version. But if it is a new program, you can just click on hello. Click on finish, and then we have hello message here as a project. This is a project. Then you right click, and then you create a class. Java programming language is an object-oriented programming, and it makes use of classes, methods, objects. Four basic principles of object-oriented programming, which is the inheritance, the encapsulation, polymorphism, data abstraction, and so many other things. This is from the theoretical perspective things. So here we give a name to the class. Let's say message. Yes, I think message is alright as a class name. And the modifier here, please take note of this. We call it what? Public. You see, we have public, we have package, we have private, we have protected. All these are modifiers. Now we have abstract, final, and static. So let's go by the public, and then you select this. This, it is asking you whether you need on the text. So it's asking you whether you need a public static void main. It's asking you whether you need main. I'll see you later. So the main method, we're going to explain this later. Of course, all Java programs, Java project must have at least one class that contains main method. Main method, a class without main method, it will never execute. Unless if there are other classes with main method within the project and the implementation begins from the class with main method. So other classes could be run since it has already executed. So when you finish it, this is what you're going to have as this is your class, and we name the class message. Okay, let me magnify so you see very clearly. So this is our class. Here, the class starts with the public keywords. This keyword is the access modifier, as we said. It tells you information about accessibility for the object within the project you're working on. And this class, it always appears whenever you declare a class. It is a keyword that tells you that this object name message is a class. So you always call this class keyword for you to declare class. And then this is what? An open brace. This is the delimiter. This is what tells you about the starting point of the class. This is where the block from here to here is the class block. Okay, so this is the starting point, this is the end point of the class. Are we understanding? And then this is the name of the class message. The name of the class is what we call identifier, the class identifier. So from here to here, this is what we call the class declaration. You declare a class. In Java, anything to be used must be declared. That's why we call it strong type. Java programming language is a strong type programming language. There are other programming languages which are not strong type. You can just make use of object without even declaring it. So this, you've been asked to, it's a comment that tells you that you're going to write your message, your stop there. So let me end this is a comment, and this a constructor. I don't think if we need constructor for now, but let me just end off the constructor. I don't need constructor for now actually. I only need this main method, and this is the end of the class, and you remove this generate and this is the end of the main method. End of the main method. Okay, so now let's understand something here. This is where the class starts, and this is where it stops. When I click on it, you see it highlights the end point, and it tells you that this is the starting point. When you click on this, it highlights the starting point. It tells you that that is where the class starts. All right, and this is the block. So within it, we have a main method. This main method, we have already said that main method marks where the class starts executing. If you have, as you can see here, I have many line numbers here which are blank. If, for example, you have many line of codes within here, if the main method happens to be the 1 millionth line number, for example, when you run the program, Java programming language start running from main method. It will search for the main method within the class and start running from it, no matter, regardless of where it has been, positioned or situated or written. So this is the main method, and the main method also says public. So it is public. That means all objects within the package or project can access the class and the main method as well. I think I have made this explanation. Then this public static void. Static is a keyword that tells you that it belongs to the class. Void means a kind of return type that is not returning anything. If this return type returns something, you would have seen us writing a return here somewhere. You understand? So it's a type of return type which doesn't return anything. And then main is the name of the method. And whenever you declare a method, you have to call two brackets open and close. Two open and close brackets, which is this. Within it, this is a parameter. This parameter is named args, that is arguments, and the type of this parameter is a string of array. This is array strings. So this is the explanation. Maybe if you go through the book, you understand it very well. And then here you write what you want to execute. We wanted to print out hello message, for example. Then you write system.out .println. Okay. Then you write hello Aliyu and Habib, for example. That's how you write Habib or I. Okay, for example. Then you run. This is a console app. When you run, it runs on the console. You see, this is what we call console, right? Can you see console written here? So this is console. It's never a G app. So look at what happened when you execute it. Run what is within the main method. Do we understand? Please go through the material and understand how it is being, each line is being marked as it is here. 1, 2, 3, and then the explanation for each and every line is done here. Please go through this. Public, you read the explanation here. They said a keyword of Java language that indicates that the element that follows should be made available to other Java elements. Okay? So please, you go through it. And then the class, another Java keyword that indicates that element being defined here is a class. See how Doglu explains to the level of a new novice, somebody who just started learning Java. Okay? Please go through it. And let's go back to the IDE and let us discuss something very important here. I think the page number, look at the page number here. This is 94. That's the page number, 94. But on the page it is 66. Because of preliminary pages. That's why this increased to this. So, and I think, but if you look at what you've done vividly, actually, look at the program very well. You did nothing. You were the one who supplied everything. You had supplied the name and everything, even the message to be supplied, to be displayed on the screen. Ideally, you're supposed to collect information from user. Okay, you collect from user and then you process it and you display. So let's see if we can do something here. For you to do what I'm saying, you have to venture into what we call variables. You want to venture into variables. Habib, change the code, please. Yes, it's okay. You need to push it in. So, it's all right. We need to know variables, variable declarations, types of variables, data types, and all that. Let me introduce you to something. Let's go to variables or data types. Sorry, it should be data types. Right, working with variables and data types. Actually, if you want to understand what we are doing, you have to be reading. You cannot just be learning programming without you reading anything. You need to be reading. You need to be reading. So please read about these declarations of. Read about the introductory part here. As I said, Douglas started this variable declaring variable with the statement I said the other time. That's in Java you must explicitly define all variables before you use them. Before you use any variable in Java programming language, you have to define them. They need to be explicitly defined. It is in contrast to other programming languages. For example, if I want to use a variable called name, I have to define it. And defining the variables means giving it the type. You understand? Giving it a data type, then giving it a name, and then possibly initializing it. That's the variable declarations. Okay. The glow had mentioned many things here. I don't know. Let us. I wanted to talk about how we greet, but then I've seen the radios here. Please, let's talk about something mathematical. Okay. Let us do mathematical operations. Uh, let us write a program that prints out maybe area of cycle. Okay. But we want to collect the area of cycle from user. I mean the radius from user, and then we make use of it. For you to do so, you have to use what we call scanner class. Scanner class. So if I say sc, I mean scanner class, scanner sc, maybe radius equals new scanner. This error message is talking about the importation. You need to import something called java.util. That java.util. That's the library that contains scanner class. Okay. Then you write system.in. System.out prints out something, right? But system.in serves as a parameter to the scanner class, and then it aids in collecting something from user. Okay. Then by the time you do that, you need to actually collect. Okay. Let's have a declaration, a local variable here. Let's say my radius, for example, and then you collect the object of this radius dot next double. We need it in form of double. You have to convert it. So without even calculating the radius of a cycle, let me just print it out and confirm that the radius we collected is what is being printed. So anything you print out on a code, within the code, it's going to be printed out the way it is. So let's say radius. But for the value of for the variable, you don't put it within quote. But before this, we need to collect this information. All right. So before this very scan class, let me introduce something that will aid the user to understand what she is supposed to supply. System.out.println, please supply radius. Okay, so this is what user sees first. Then you say radius. Thank you. So if you run, it asks you, please supply radius. Maybe the radius is let's say it's 7.5. Then you press enter. Can you see we have gotten 7.5 printed? So that means it's working, is it not? So then let us do the writing by calculating the area of a cycle. Okay, area of cycle, let's say area, double area, for example, double area equals what is the formula for area of cycle? Pi r squared, right? So what is pi? Please do not write 22/7. There's something we call maths function classes. Okay, it has those things embedded, built in. So pi r, right? Pi r/2. So the first thing is I need pi. Can you see pi here? This is pi. So let us print out pi. Let me not write. Let me just say pi. Let's print out this pi and check whether the value of pi given by Java is correct. Okay. This we don't need to enter anything here. Let me remove from here to here, so I can comment. Now let us introduce multiple line comments. This is what we call inline comment, C-like comment. So let's introduce multiple line comment. Okay, this is multiple lines comment. I wanted to comment many lines, so that's what I do. When I run, can you see 3.14? Is that not the value of pi? Huh? By this 22 all over what? Can you see 3.14 whatever? So that means you are right this way. So so now this is just pi, and we said pi r squared. That is pi times r squared. Is it not? Is it? So pi times r squared. R squared. So in the case of r squared, we call math function also, we have what we call power. So you put in your r here, and then you square it. So this is what you have. You have to be very good in these conversions from mathematical notations to Java programming language notations. Okay? So then we print out, this is now area, not pi. Is it? Area of cycle. Let me see cycle area, for example. And then we print out this as a variable, and we give notations to the user and say area of what? Of cycle. Is that how to write cycle? So then let's run. We'll be asked to enter radius. If radius is 7 and we press enter, it gives us area of cycle is what? 153. Is it? So please calculate, use your calculator to confirm this. So this is how you do what? Calculation. You collect something from user, and in this situation your program should be able to collect input from user, and then you process it. As you can see, we collected only 7, and we were able to process using the formula, and then we printed out. Please, you have to check about this. You need to check about this maths class. I don't know whether it is here. Let me check from this. So you understand many things there. It's there. The maths class. So you need to understand the concept of using the maths class. I wanted to have or maybe I'll give you a material that talks about the maths class. You see the functions. You see how you come up with square root, cube root, log, ln function, log to base 10, what all those mathematical notations, cos, sine, sines, whatever, all those things are stated in the math class. So whenever you want to use them, you just call the function and it worked. I think I will stop here, and I'll send you assignment via the platform we've been communicating. So let's stop the video here.